to you now somebody that I bet you guys have heard of, or at least you've read about. This is a courageous superintendent who took the words I just said and made them a whole lot more poetic and powerful. This is Superintendent John Kuhn from Perrin-Whitt Consolidated Independent School District, northwest of Fort Worth. And he wrote a letter, and I'm going to have him come up and read it right now to you. Superintendent Kuhn.
I just got a text from Rick Perry. He wanted me to tell you that it's not his fault. I'll tell him you said that. Public school teachers, can you hear me? The school reformers say you are bad at what you do. But the secret to their success is simple. Keep the bad kids out. Exclude the children who are hardest to teach and let them go to public school. But we say send them to us. We will take them. We say send us your poor. Send us your homeless. The children of your afflicted and your addicted. Send us your kids who don't speak English y nosotros le hablamos en español. Send us your special needs children. We will not turn them away. And I tell you today, public school teacher, you will fail to take the shattered children of poverty and turn them into the polished products of the private schools. No. The most damaged public school children will not turn out as shiny and nice and new as the children whose applications are vetted and approved, whose parents buy them books. Nor will you scrub them as clean as those whose parents keep them bundled in the snug blanket of homeschooling. You will be unacceptable, public school teacher, and I say that is your badge of honor. I stand before you today bearing proudly the label of unacceptable because I educate the children they will not educate. I, day after day, take these children broken by the policies adopted by the people in this building. And I glue their pieces back together. You can say, those children were better for passing through my sphere of influence. I am unacceptable and proud of it. So I say to this legislature, go ahead and label me. I will march headlong into the teeth of your horrific blame machine, and I will teach these kids. And still I will march into that classroom full of children who need me. Still I will walk proudly into that classroom with its broken ceiling tiles and its burned out fluorescent bulbs. I will walk forward. Bail out the bankers and bankrupt the teachers. We will still teach. Because contrary to what they say, I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it for the benefits. I'm in it because it's right. I'm in it because the children of Perrin, Texas need somebody like me in their lives. I'm in it for a 6-year-old little boy right over there named Evan. And for a 9-year-old little boy out there named Noah. And for a 3-year-old little girl named Liliana somewhere in this crowd. I'm in it for them, and I will fight to secure their future. I will never follow the lead of those who exclude the kids who need education the most so that my precious scores will rise. subtle segregation of the poor and desperate. I want no part of the American caste system. Look around you. Public school teachers, you are the saviors of our society and always have been. You are the first responders standing in this rubble while they sit in their offices and write judgmental things about you on their clipboards. You are heroes, and $27 million is not near enough for what you're worth. You are priceless public school teachers of Texas. So do not be surprised. But do not be surprised when the men and the women in this building behind me fail to stand up for you, when they fail to stand up for the children you serve day after day. Their congressional districts may be rife with poverty, rife with drug abuse, rife with poor health care, rife with crime, but they will not take on the label of legislatively unacceptable. For they do not share the courage of a common school teacher. They do not embrace our accountability. They will not lend their shoulder to one corner of this sacred burden we bear every day. They will not sully their hands or let their children play in the sandbox with the poor. But fear not, this is our eternal glory. It is ours to educate. It is theirs to fund or to not fund. Where our heart is, there will our treasure be also. Let history judge. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will read to you my Alamo Letter. Have you read it? Have you read the Alamo Letter? To Senator Estes, Representative Hardcastle, Representative Keffer, and Representative King during these grave times. Gentlemen, I am besieged by 100 or more of the legislators under Rick Perry. I have sustained a continual bombardment of increased high-stakes testing and accountability-related bureaucracy and a cannonade of gross underfunding for 10 years at least, and I have lost several good men and women. The ruling party has demanded another round of pay cuts and furloughs, while the schoolhouse be put to the sword and our children's lunch money be plundered in order to keep taxes low for big business. I am answering the demand with a figurative cannon shot, and the Texas flag still waves proudly from our flagpole in Perrin, Texas. I shall never surrender the fight for the children of Perrin. Then I call on you, my legislators, in the name of liberty, of patriotism, and everything dear to the American character, to come to our aid with all dispatch. The enemy of public schools is declaring that spending on a shiny new high-stakes testing is, quote, non-negotiable. That was Florence Shapiro that said that, so you know. That in essence we must save the test but not the teachers. The enemy of public schools is saying that Texas lawmakers won't raise 1 penny in taxes in order to save our schools. If this call is neglected, I am determined to sustain myself as long as possible and fight for these kids in these classrooms. Like an educator who never forgets what is due to his own honor and that of his community, make education a priority.